Now joined by the Texas Longhorns, who are victorious this evening, Coach Vic Schaefer and his two student athletes, Aaliyah Matharo and Lauren Ebo. We would open it up for comments. Do you want to make a comment first, or you want to just go to questions?
Yeah, I'd like to make a comment.
Okay, we're going to let.
You in a hurry?
No, sir, not until you're through.
Good. I just appreciate everybody being here. Heck of a game. Just want to congratulate Jeff and his team. He's such a tremendous coach and a good friend, and does a great job with them. Those kids we've had 3 knockdown dragouts with them this year, and we have a lot of respect for them. We knew it was going to be hard, and it was all that and then some. I'm proud of my kids. It's been a while. We had a little rust, I thought. I'm proud of how hard we fought. It got a little tough in the third quarter, and we showed a little toughness, showed some resilience. I think we finished on a 10-0 run to get it back from 4 to 14. Again, just really did some good things offensively. We found a little spot that we wanted to attack, and Audrey and Lauren were doing a good job of playing a 2 game in some real tight quarters. So I'm proud of our kids. Obviously, Aaliyah came in and gave us a big jolt in the first half, made some big shots, and it always makes things better when we can get her a couple of nice looks. And she buried one down there in front of our bench in the second half that we needed off the same set that Audrey and Lauren were working, and so just did a nice job of executing some good stuff. And again, not our best night, but again, not my kids' fault. I felt like I could have done better helping them get home with some execution down the stretch. So I'm proud of them, proud of their fight. Again, this is all about winning and advancing. Now we have to get ready to play the home team. And, Iowa State tomorrow night or tomorrow afternoon. And, one thing about my team this year that's been really consistent is that when we've been on the road, they've been locked in. They've really had good focus. And, there's no reason to think we won't be otherwise tomorrow. We're playing an outstanding team, obviously, well coached, and, again, another team with, another All-American and 3 first-team All-Big 12 players. So we're going to have to really play well tomorrow, but we'll be excited about the opportunity. And, again, I'm really proud of my team.
Okay, we'll take questions either for Coach or for the student athletes. If you name an affiliation, then we'll try to keep up with it.
Chip Brown with Horns247.com. One question for Lauren and then one for Vic. Lauren, can you just talk about your matchup tonight with Lee, winning that matchup and how determined you were? And for Vic, just how well Lauren has played here down the stretch of the season.
Yeah, I think obviously Ayoka, she's a really good post player. And anytime I have that matchup, I just want to do the best I can to, help my team win. I think the guards' pressure really helped a lot. And then just attacking her on offense and obviously like Audrey getting me the ball. Lee had a pass, I think, to me and just putting me in positions where I was able to attack and finish. But on the defensive end, I just want to do whatever I can to help the team win, and I think that's what happened.
Yeah, Chip, probably, the most we've had some. Obviously, we won 9 in a row, and probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest, impacts in that stretch has been Lauren. She's probably the most improved player on my team, especially in the last month and a half. She's really, I think, come into her own and developed. And she's been accountable. I mean, she's somebody I can rely on and we can count on. She handles her business. We don't have to bring double teams for her. Look, she's had to guard some really good inside players this year, and we don't have to help her very much. And I think offensively, when you look at her percentages, I've told you, you have conference stats, you have season stats, conference stats, and then I'm always looking at the last 5. But even if you look in these last 9, Lauren's a big difference now in field goal percentage. And it's just been, I think she's really impacted our team in such a positive way in more than just the stats. She's been great in practice. She's brought it every day. Her attitude's been great. Work ethic's off the chart. And I think you're seeing the fruits of her labor really come to fruition. And again, she's really impacted our team and had a big role in this, I don't know, what is it, nine in a row, so.
Okay, we got a question on the platform or in front of the platform, and then we'll move back up here for you guys.
Tyler Feldman, KVU Sports in Austin. Congrats on the win. This is for both players. We can start with Lauren and then Aaliyah. Coach talked about that stretch in the third quarter. At one point, I could see from the opposite sideline, he screamed at you guys, "You have got to play harder." Was that a moment that clicked, or what clicked in that third quarter that allowed you guys to go on that 10-0 run and kind of separate yourselves from Kansas State?
I think ultimately, obviously the coaches on the sideline, kind of push us, but from within, we always have to stay together, and that's what I think we did. We just put our head down and was like, we got this, let's stay together, stay positive, and I think that's really what pulled us together and got us to get that lead back.
For the first time, I can actually say that I didn't hear him scream that. But we understand as a team the amount of effort that you have to give day in and day out. And sometimes sometimes you have bad days. You don't always give 1,000% or you don't always give 100, but it's just imperative that you keep trying. And I feel like that's what we did. Like, even though we were getting backdoor, I got backdoor, wasn't standing in front of the ball, like, we kept trying as a team and we helped each other and we found ways to get around it. And I feel like that was the most important thing. We just stayed together per usual, so.
Real quick.
Vic, just thoughts on her maybe not hearing you that one time.
Well, it'd be the one time, the first time. No, again, I've told these kids, just give me what your best is that day. It's not always going to be 100%, but whatever your best is, just give me your best. That's all I ever want. And when the game's over, you know what? If we've done all we can do, I'm good with that. And at that moment, I think we were giving up some easy stuff, and we just had to kind of stop that a little bit. And they were all responsible. We were all involved. It wasn't just the guards getting backdoored. Lauren was kind of letting 50 catch it a little bit, and they were spreading us out. And so, we all had to kind of make an adjustment, and they did. I'm really proud of them for doing that. And when we're going, obviously it's a 10-0 run, so obviously they're not scoring, and we're coming down and getting some really good stuff offensively. So, again, proud of our execution during that stretch, and then, again, just finding a way to get some stops and making an adjustment. Again, these two are veterans. Like, they know they got to be better. I've had that conversation with Audrey, Joe, Lauren. They have to be consistent. Like, they can't play bad and us win. So they wear that a little bit, and I want them to.
Okay, we got a question on the front.
This is for Lauren and Aaliyah. Danny Davis, Austin American Statesman. Growing up, did you two know each other? And then also, as two kids from D.C., you have teammates who grew up dreaming of being Longhorns. Was Texas ever on your radar? Did you ever think you'd be in this position?
No.
Well, I knew of Lee,
Yeah.
we knew of each other. We played in the same conference for, I think, 2 years, and then AAU, we kind of we knew the same people, but we didn't directly know each other.
Yeah.
But personally, no, Texas was never, it was so far away from D.C., so. But I'm glad that I'm in this position. Obviously, I love my team, love the coaches, so I'm happy to be here and, link up with Lee.
Yeah. Lauren did go to the opposing high school. We were rivalries, and my sophomore year of high school, I had just transferred into the conference, and they literally beat us so bad. It was embarrassing. It was really bad. But we've always known of each other. But she played on the EYBO circuit. I didn't play on the circuit, and no, I didn't think I was gonna come to Texas. Not because it's far. I guess I wasn't really looking at the conference. But I love it. I'm happy. We're winning. So what's better than that?
Okay, question in the center.
Yeah, Brian Davis, Austin American Statesman for Aaliyah. Specifically, into the third quarter, you guys get the 2 threes, your 2 threes, and then just how about the importance of building good plays on after that? You get the 5-second turnover. Rory gets the elbow jumper to close out the quarter. You've got a big lead, and now you're off and running. And just what is the importance of stacking good plays on top of one another this time of year?
I think it's really important. We always emphasize in practice making sure that every possession we get a shot because we don't want to have any empty possessions. And I think we capitalized on that. Like we took pride in making sure that we made the right passes and made the right shots and found the open person. So it's really important, but it's something that we hear every day. So like we understand the importance of that. We're not going to take that for granted. Every possession we need it. Yeah, and we only had 4 turnovers in the second half. Yay.
Okay, we got a question on the front row on the outside.
Yeah, Nick Moyle with the San Antonio Express News. Vic, you ever get concerned at all about Audrey's just general disregard for her body? And, you know, obviously you look at the stat sheet, what she does goes beyond that. Just how critical is she in the impact that she makes for y'all?
Well, she's obviously very critical. She plays multiple positions, so she can play 3 and 4. And, you know, she obviously is somebody that she's a toughness kid. She's a toughness player. And you can't take that out of her game or she's just not the same player. She's not a finesse player. She's got to play her way. I wish she would, you know, I wish we wouldn't foul as much. But she puts herself in so many positions to have contact that it's sometimes just impossible not to. But, you know, the kid's tough. And she's my kind of kid. I mean, I love her. I love how hard she plays. I love her intensity. She's smart. She's a heck of a team defensive player. She covers her teammates more than anybody probably we have on the team. And so, you know, obviously it's been really good having her all year where we haven't lost her. You know, last year we'd lose her for weeks on end. And I think you're seeing her game. She's developed. I mean, she's improved too. She's a big reason why we've made this leap. I mean, and so I think you're seeing again, when somebody can practice every day, play every day, doesn't miss practices, miss weeks, miss games, their game usually gets better. I mean, you get out of it what you put into it, right? And so I think she's, you know, experiencing the success she's had because she's been able to stay at it every day.
Can I say something about Aud?
Sure. Go ahead.
Okay. Y'all can quote me on this. Audrey has inspired me to want to do so good on defense. Like, she takes so much pride and joy in getting stops and making somebody turn the ball over. Like, it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. But if you want somebody to teach you how to play defense, like, even though she gets crazy fouls, she might fall down all the time. We're both always on the floor. I have never had anybody in my career that I've met that has encouraged me to want to play defense, like, every day. Like, if she's on my team, I'm like, oh, yeah, I want to play defense today. Like, she's that good of a teammate, a player, just all around. She's just amazing,
She's
honestly.
on her team every day.
That's so sweet.
Okay, now, and for our stenographer, that was Aaliyah, so that you'll get the right name with the person who made the conversation. On the outside,
Thanks.
right.
Michelle Vopel, ESPN.com. Vic, this is for you. If I could ask you to look ahead just a little bit. We always think about guards in the NCAA tournament. We always think about guards in the NCAA tournament. We've got a lot of great centers, I think, and you've got one of them, obviously Kansas State, Kansas, Baylor. Can you just talk about how important the centers could be this year in the NCAA tournament? Obviously, McAllen was big for you in that sense, but how big do you think they can be this tournament?
Well, they're becoming obsolete, aren't they? There's not that many true fives in the game anymore. Everybody wants to work on facing up and moving out and shooting the three, but there's a real value, as you know, on my team for having someone like Lauren, even Deanna Gaston down there. I mean, there is a real value, and they bring so much to our team. And so, you know, for me, I have a real appreciation, as you know, for those fives that get it done down there and are physical. They're tough. They protect the paint. You know, they've got so much going on. Lauren, I'm telling you, Lauren has improved so much and is impacting our team in such a positive way. And again, you're right. There's several that will be playing next weekend. But, you know, again, I think the thing with Lauren, I've seen her now do it against some really good ones, and she's playing at a real high level right now. So I think it's exciting for our game because there's just not that many. And at the same time, here we're all thinking offense. Lauren's probably the best hedger I got on my team. On a ball screen, she's got great feet, and she's got quickness in her feet. And so it's just really, it's hard to develop that. It's hard to find that. And, for me, I've got to have it. And it's just really been good and fun to see her development over the last 2 months.
Coach, since you're a devotee of the Gary Blair School of answering questions, and we're going to have to move on, this is the final question.
You got a date?
No, sir, but we have a problem with time on the satellite.
Well, we need to get a better satellite.
Well, we're going to start the last question right here on the front row.
Golly, ask him before you ask me yours. Ask me what he wanted to ask so we can get both of them asked.
What did you want to ask?
All right.
I don't think they did want to ask anything.
Aaliyah, I think we've asked you this question a couple of times, but with your role of coming off the bench, I don't know if difficult's the right word, but how do you stay ready, and how do you kind of play that role of coming off the bench and giving that spark when your number's called?
I just try to talk to myself as much as I can. I mean, it gets hard sometimes, but I just talk to myself and tell myself that when I get in the game, all I can do is my best. And on that day, if it's just not my day, then somebody else will step up and have it. Just trying to be an all-around good teammate, like a voice on the court, even if I'm not making a shot or, on the floor. Just trying to find my way with the girls outside of being just on the floor. So.
And she usually doesn't stay over there very long, and she played 25 minutes tonight. And again, I just think I could probably start 7 or 8 kids, but obviously we've been on a little run with the lineup that we've been starting, but, Aaliyah just wants to win too, and she's really adapted to that role. And, you got to have kids that are selfless like that, and she is, and I'm proud of her. She's really adjusted well. And a big reason for our success.
Well, congratulations to you guys. Go get a little bit of rest tonight, and we will see you tomorrow afternoon.
All right,
Thank
praise the
you.
Lord, Longhorns.